Still. Okay, I don't need to. There we have. I'm already. I'm already. It's already. Yes, we're already. Keep waiting. Okay. Hello, hello. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Um, I'm just getting. I have to. I think I needed to comb my hair another time. I just took out my sweater and I think it looks really weird now, my hair. But anyway, welcome. Friday, 5th of September, and it's 12:15 now. Yeah, that was quite a nice drop. I did mention in the London session, once we go over that, was it 805-ish level? Really have to watch when it goes down because it might not take all the liquidity on the 4 hour, and it did not again, like this last week. But at least we got a little bit higher. I just want to do a little bit more analysis before I'm going to frame a trade. I do think we might be able to get a nice trade today. Yeah, let me just have a look. Let me just double check this as well. I just want to make sure that sound is on. Yeah, I just want to do a little bit more analysis before I'm going to go. Yes, I'm always double checking now. Geez, my hair looks weird. Oh boy, oh boy. Trade. There we go. Let's go. Now let's have a look. I saw the drop and I just wasn't too bothered to really get into a trade PM session. Now, are we now getting ready for a long? But what does it mean? Because we don't have a proper TGIF anymore. So let's see what we can do. We don't want to get stuck in consolidation, right? We do not want to be stuck in consolidation. No. Yesterday I was stuck in 1.5 hour trade for 50 points. That was really, it was suffering. I did not really enjoy that, to be honest. I sat through it because at some point you're like, okay, now it's really, really going to go. And then it was the next macro, the next macro, the next macro. So yes, I'm actually thinking it's going to go one leg lower if I look at the price action. We do have a wick. Let's see. What do we have here? Interesting. Just trying to figure out what are we going to do? Is this really just one leg lower? I'm just not convinced that we are going to go back up. We already surpassed technical TGIF levels. We already went into the 22. We are above it now again, but just let's have a look at the 4-hour candle. The 4-hour candle with a nice down close candle from 10 to, so 2 more hours to go. Could we get, It actually still looks bullish to me. I was actually, when I just came on, I was like, okay, well, let's see, let's frame another trade. But I'm looking at the 4-hour now, and I'm actually starting to get bullish again. I didn't expect that, to be honest. I was quite bearish. But if I look at the 4-hour, we have a inversion, and the bodies are actually already above the inversion. Technically, we actually retested a breaker. So, interesting this. I am interested. I didn't watch the chart for a while. I was like, okay, let's just drop down. You know, it's just and we still have some liquidity right on the left. Let me show you on the other chart. I'm going to show you because I just want to. I would love to hear if you have any other analysis. Please share it with me. I would love if you guys would share if you have a different opinion or see things differently, because you know, the more we see together. I just want to show you this. Okay, I'm going to throw this one out the window, the TGIF thing, because that was this morning during London. We don't need this. Let me just clean this up. Bear with me, please. I know it's messy. It looks messy. I just want to show you the 4-hour and why I'm changing my bias. Okay, obviously this was already something that was on my mind last week, but I'm looking at this inversion right over here. I'm going to mark it here. Let me mark this one here. I want to mark this one. So we went in, we wicked into it, and that's very typical on NFP weeks, right? We wick a lot. But what if we still have 1.5 hour to go in the 4-hour candle? What if we are making our way up again and the body stay above the midpoint of this inversion? We can technically also have a look at this one here. Just going along as we are. See, the midpoint is exactly on the N walk. This black line is the N walk. So we wicked into it and we are moving upwards again. So yes. So I'm getting, now this is a level that I have on my chart, 23937. So are we able to make another 300 points in the PM session? Could we? Well, you know, this market maker buy model is not done yet, right? I mean, we went here into the 125, which is a very significant level, but that is a retracement level for me that I use. So this is still a level that I was actually eyeing in London if we would go over this level. I did say in London, if once we go over here, we have to be very vigilant. It can go down anytime because it took out a very important level. It was an older weekly high. And it just went a little, well, it did went significantly above it, but it didn't take out all the liquidity. Yeah, so let's see how price is behaving. Intraday bias. Yeah, share it with me. Price 0 gamma key resistance 23,714. Sell any bounces toward this zone. Key support 23,680. A break below this levels opens the path down to key resistance 23,714. 23,714. So you're looking for a leg higher to go down again. Sell any bounce toward this zone, 23,680, break below this. The expectation, it will drop back into the least 23,680. If 23,680 breaks, the downward move could accelerate significantly. Yeah. I was bearish as well, and but I just want to see how we are. Obviously, we went below the TGIF levels. But that doesn't say anything because we could just, you know, go back all the way into, we can make a doji candle on the weekly as well and even go bearish on the candle. I've seen it happen. I actually didn't expect, this move yet, to be honest. So let's see. Let's see. We have a breaker here. Retest. We're gonna go higher a little bit, and let's see. I want to do some more checks. $0.27. Yeah. If we go lower, I have 390, 23,395. You have 23,680. 23. Yeah. If we go lower, I actually even see 23,395. Even as a possibility. If we go, but let's see. Let's see. The zones are from Jackspot. Okay. I've never heard of that, to be honest. What is that? Is that AI? It sounds like a AI. I'm still bullish in a way, to be honest. If I look at the chart now, I'm like, okay, are we really is this just not a manipulation move that we had because we had a nice move up, and we're just going to finalize a little bit more the move to the upside? Let's see. 1226. Gosh, it's hot. It's getting hot here with all those lamps on. I think I'm going to open up a window later on. Otherwise I'm going to look like a sweaty old... Oh, yesterday, guy, I was in such a long trade. It was like literally, I almost really fell asleep. I was in 1.5 hour trade for 50 points. It was a good trade because my levels were okay, but during NFP, it's just, it's just slow grind and it's just horrible. But it was really, I mean, I learned my lesson again that I'm not going to do that anymore. Even though it's 50 points, we don't really, we appreciate it, but we don't want to, as day traders, we don't want to sit in 1.5 hours straight, right? So it was on last stream. I'm gonna make a short because it's very funny. I watched my body language and I was really like, oh my god. And yeah, if you want to see me suffer, if you want to see a day trader suffer, you should watch that one. Yeah, that was suffer. So today we're not going to do that. We're not going to sit in a long trade. I'm not trying to not to do that. We want fast moves. We want a distribution move. So preferably we go for we want to catch the manipulation and then get into the distribution. That's actually what I normally what I normally do, but sometimes I scalp as well, but I prefer the distribution moves. So yes, AI, but the 23,698 confluence with opening day, no. The zones are from Jackspot, yes, AI, but 23698 confluence with opening day. Yes, 23 opening day. I should have that on my chart. Let me just go here. It should be my blue line. This line here. 707. Oh, get rid of this. This was from yesterday, from the trade. Magnets. Magnets always work, guys. Really, it's magic. Yes, true day, but I have true day at 7:07, Boris. If it's going to reject, let me give you another level that I'm looking at for rejection at that area. If we're going down, I don't think we're going to go much higher, actually. Nice to meet you. Greetings. I found you by chance. I'm new. I just started this YouTube channel. So, a lot of people, I haven't even told my friends, my trading friends, because I'm waiting so that my feed comes up in on their YouTube page. I'm slowly starting to share it with my friends because I'm like, you know what, just let me start and work on the I'll talk slow because I can talk fast, so I'll talk slow. I do speak a little bit of Spanish, by the way. Hablo un poquito de español. Using a translator because my English is very poor. Wow, that's really amazing. So let me know if I need to talk slower. I can speak slower if you want to. I'm from Catalonia and translator. Okay, so I'm not sure if we are actually going higher, if we are going lower. But if we're going higher, I'm sort of like, I'm a little bit not really sure at the moment. I would need a little bit more information. What we are going to, we do have a 30-minute large fair value gap, obviously, right? And also 15-minute one. So, and the daily open is in the middle of that one. So yes. Are we going higher? Let me see if that's the midpoint. So I just started this channel 3 weeks ago. So I'm just really, getting started, improving the quality of the stream. Getting to know more people and communicating and also having a lot of fun. And while we trade and we go over analysis and things like that. So I'm really enjoying it, and I love the interaction. That is really the most fun part of it. So yeah. So I'm looking forward to continue this and to improve and to really help other people as well. So the midpoint of the that 15-minute fair value gap is just above that daily open. There is actually an all daily high. So if we would go up higher, I would look at 23,715, 23,715. That will be my high for that level. There's also another confluence what I have. So 23,715 would be my high if that's the rejection for a move lower. If we would go higher, we will go over 23,715. So that is my analysis for that part. But then again, I'm also sort of looking, I'm like, are we going higher? We technically, could reject from this area as well. How's everybody been doing? Anybody trade today? Did anybody take that leg down? So Boris, how do you do that with a translator? If I say something, does the translator pick it up straight away and then you listen to what the translator tells you? Okay, let me see. How high are we going? I don't think we're going higher, to be honest. I think we are just going down from here. I could be wrong. Let me see. So I'll do some other checks. Let me see. So that means we're not going into that 15-minute in the fair value gap, which is actually something that we are not expecting. We all think it's going to go into that fair value gap and then reject to the downside, right? That is NFP week, guys. You're going to be surprised. It doesn't have to do that. Okay, let me calculate this. 23, 712, 715. Ooh, again, I get this 715 level. If we do go up 715, but are we going up? I just don't know. I just 715, this level here, 695. Six, 666. So on the 15-minute, I actually see that we actually had a minor sweep into that fair value gap. So if you look at that wick, let me show you here. So it could be that we already retested that fair value gap. So here, let me here we go. This wick here, it took a little, it's just one or two. I can watch your stream using YouTube, but when it comes to trading topics, I understand the zones. You explain pretty well. I'm used to them from other streamers. Okay, well, let me know if you need, if there's any way I can help you. Because yeah, it's always nice when you have, we need communication, right? But I will talk a little bit slow so you can follow. But you see this here, we went into just with a little 1 or 2 ticks. So the high is 669 of the green candle here, and this high is here we go, 666. So it was with 3 points we went into. So we went into here. And also I measured this move. It's a 38, and 38 I use it for as an OTE level as well, and we can reject from 38. It is enough for another move lag to go down. Sometimes we don't need to go to 50%. 38 sometimes is good enough for the algo to have enough. And if you look at this, and it's NFP week, so it's nasty. It can be really tricky. It's just 3 points. We went into this fair value gap. So that's why I'm a little bit hesitant, but we'll see. We're at the end walk now. Let's see how it behaves. I really need more information, because for me it's a little bit like I was bearish, then I came on like, we might turn bullish, but now if I look again, I'm like, oh no, I think we're going back down. So for me, it's just a little bit like, okay, calm down, just wait. It's still early. It's not even 1:45 Eastern. Just let it, it's consolidating, and then maybe we'll get a nice manipulation move to the upside in the fair value gap. That could be, or we go lower, or we get a manipulation move into this wick, and this works as a rejection block. So it goes into not further than halfway. We go back further up. That's a possibility. So we have a few options, and we just need to wait a little bit to see what happens. Patience. Today, TGIF and a silver bullet patch have formed, both of which are bearish. Additionally, it's a higher likely that we will test a 23480 zone, which is the weekly opening now. So technically, we already went down below the TGIF zone. So what happened is the TGIF zone, I will mark it here. Let me show you. I will draw, let me just get the end walks out of here. We don't need them now. Okay, let me draw it out for you. And then I'll share a secret with you. If the TGIF doesn't really work, what we can do. Okay, we're going to the weekly. I've got a lot of stuff here now. You are going away. You are going away. Okay, I'm just going to get rid of all of these. I'll make new ones along the way to make sure. Okay. And you are going away. Don't need you. Okay, the weekly range, right? The TGIF. How do we calculate it? So we were bullish. I have a template for that. TGIF. Okay, now I'm going back to let's go to the 4-hour. So why I turned bullish just now was this reason. So the blue, this is the TGIF zone, 20%, 30%, 40%. So what happened is in this 4-hour candle, we went down into the TGIF and actually below the TGIF. So for me, that actually, normally what you want to see with TGIF is that you make a high, you go into the zone a little bit. You can touch maybe, the top or the bottom, but you don't really go all the way through the TGIF normally. And then you take out the Friday high again. So you create a high. So in this case, this was Thursday's high of last week. And we took that out during was it Asia? Yes, Asia, or during London, right here. And then pre-market, we start going downwards again. So normally when you want to see a proper TGIF, you go down a little bit, but you don't really go so deep into the TGIF zone. And then you break this high again, and then you go down. So that is a proper TGIF. But what happened is we took out this high, and I mentioned that during the London session. Once we break this high, we have to be very vigilant in where it can go down. The TGIF can start any time, but I don't like it when we go in one candle, because it was 1 hour. It was even a 1 hour candle. It went all the way into this TGIF zone. But now it's sort of like we're getting back here. One thing that could happen is that it goes a little bit up into the 30% and we just get consolidation for the rest of the evening. That's it, because it's in this zone and it's met its objective for the week. That is a possibility. So we can just it's going to consolidate. That happens sometimes on Fridays like this. Now, it would be the first, because I've been journaling this. I journal very extensively, and especially TGIF, because I love TGIFs. I have never actually seen this, if it would really go all the way through the TGIF zone and then go back up and then take this high. But hey, it can be a first, right? So yes, we have to prepare ourselves that we could get consolidation. We're not going to get a lot of movement anymore, because it had quite a bit of a move, and then it's going to leave again. It's going to leave the rest of this beautiful liquidity for next week. But we're still in the market maker. We're still in this model, right? It's still not done yet. So I'm technically on the higher time frame still bullish, but this setup now really is it's confusing me at the moment, because I've said bullish, I've said bearish, and I've said consolidation. Because at this moment, because it is confusing, to be honest. So what do you guys think? I know you, Boris, you're still bearish. But yeah, I wonder if anyone else has an opinion about this Friday TGIF scenario. And so you see, now we're exactly at the 30%, right? So let's see what happens. So, and normally when we would go higher, for example, obviously I have to my TGIF zone. Like, for example, if we would go higher and back up again, take out this level, obviously I have to extend the TGIF zone for the moment it goes back down into the range. And let me see, it's 1:45, so we still have a couple of hours to go. Now I'll share something with you. What I noticed sometimes when it blasts through the TGIF levels, like for example, what it was almost doing today. I just reversed the levels, for example, and don't share that with anyone else. It's something I just discovered. That's a joke. You can share it. I just want to share. Let me just go over the weekly again. Hold on. Just want to make sure that I have the correct levels. Yes. What sometimes happens with TGIFs is that if it blasts through the normal, we are bullish, so we put the top. Then if it goes all the way through, I reverse it. So I call that my reverse TGIF, and it really. So that's on the bottom. So if it would go down, I do use this as a level. Boris, what level did I say when we would go down? Wasn't it 393 or 373? But it does sort of like respect then the reverse TGIF level. So sometimes it just taps it, boom. So in case it will go down, I just reverse them, and I noticed in my journaling that it does work. So backtest that if you see that. So that's sort of like a backup that I use. So even though we don't have a normal TGIF, I use that as a backup TGIF. Yeah. But anyway, that is that. Gosh, it is really not an easy read at the moment. I have to be honest. I have to be honest. In the 1 hour, we did not go into the FUG. In the 30-minute, and here we go. In this one, we did it, and also on the 15-minute, we actually did tap the FUG. Is it enough? I don't know. Do we need to go higher to go further down, or are we just going to go back up? I'm going to get rid of this for now. So Boris, if you want to write in Spanish, I can understand that. So if that's easy for you, you can type Spanish in the chat. If that's okay. Or do you have a bot type for you as well? Oh, you wanted to check, by the way, the weekly open, the 23,480. Let me see. 23,480. Why don't I have my weekly open here? Yeah, weekly open, correct. Yes, 23,480 is the weekly open. Yes, exactly. Yeah. You see, guys, look at this price action. There is literally, there are some imbalances that created, but this is like exactly the trade that I was in yesterday. Just a slow, just herky-jerky, very slow. It is going down, and but it's really not fun to be in. I really thought we would have a really TGIF, because last week we did not. We already went down into the range on Thursday, right, when we created that Thursday high. So I really thought today we might get, like, we go down again, we retrace, and then we take out the high that we created in pre-market or in London, and then we go back into the range, because we haven't had a proper TGIF for really quite a while, I think. So, but anyway, yeah, it doesn't do what we want, so we just have to take it as it comes. Now we have to be patient. That's the hardest thing as a trader, right? Being patient and just, but it helps for me being on stream and just talk. But yeah. So also, full transparency, in NFP week, I do not trade my live accounts. I only trade evals or a demo. So every trade that I will take, I did pass a couple of evals on Monday, so those turned into funded. But I'm not gonna use my funded this week, so I'm going to trade those again on Monday. So if I do take a trade, it will be demo, because it's just. But it's still, it's just as valuable. You treat them the same with your stop loss execution. You just practice, and yeah, you learn a lot from just tape reading. Let me just, okay. I just want to highlight this breaker, by the way. Let me, breaker. There we go. No, you're not a 1 hour breaker. You're 1 minute breaker. Okay. So we're in this breaker right now. I always check if it's a breaker on the 3 minute and on the 5 minute as well, because if there are none on the 3 or the 5 minute, it's not a valid, I don't see it as a valid breaker. Okay, we have one on the 3 and on the 5 minute as well. So that is a bullish signal. And you see here on the 5 minute as well. So staying on the 1 minute because I just want to see what the price action is doing. Here we go. See, price is staying above the midpoint of the breaker, so that's still bullish. So we like that for a bullish price action. I need to change the text of this breaker. Otherwise people get confused. 1 minute breaker. Here we go. Okay. So 1 minute breaker. This is an IFUG that I marked earlier, but that I can take that off. So, and this red line is yesterday's settlement price. So you can see that it's using that as a confluence as well. I would like to know in the chat who is bullish and who's bearish. This breaker makes me bullish again. And this line, by the way, is midnight. Does anyone watch tennis, US Open? At 9 p.m., is it Eastern or, oh no, my time, 9 p.m. It's Alcaraz, Djokovic. That is in 2 hours. So I hope to be done in 2 hours. I really want to watch that, but it doesn't really matter. The beginning is boring anyway. When they just, get into the, we have to just, get warm up and stuff like that. So, okay, it's 12:55. We're in a macro. Yeah. I'm gonna get back. Music is gonna come back on after the weekend. Just background music. Hmm. Boring, boring, boring. I think we can pretty much get a good idea at some point if price action is going to stay, because right now it's hovering around the 30% of the TGIF zone. It's making its way up a little bit, but it's sort of like stalling. It's also in a 4-hour, almost in a 4-hour inversion. And if it doesn't get over that level, and I'm going to mark that, and that's also the top, 719.50. That is really important. 715. Yeah, the 715 level is really important. If it doesn't get over that, we can just expect chop for the rest of the day, which is a probability on a Friday like this. Let me just check the news for next week because I want to see what we get on if we have a news day on Monday or Tuesday. Um, mm-mm, mm-mm. Okay, Monday is a no news day, but that doesn't mean we can have a good price action. Tuesday also no news day. Are you kidding me? Wednesday we've got core PPI. Okay. And Thursday we have a lot of news as well. So Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday at 10 a.m. news. But I like the 8:30 news candle better than the 10 a.m. But okay. Okay. So we just have to wait, guys. We just have to wait. Just have to wait. We need more information. Yeah, now the only thing that I'm thinking, like, could it be a scalp until 7:15? It's still good, you know, it's 50 points. But then I would like to see more manipulation to the downside first, and then we have to move up, and then it can, you know, futz around and in the area. Let me just see if we. This is 50%. You see that exactly if you measure the consolidation range, it's exactly the top of the breaker. Isn't that funny? It's all algorithmic, right? So now notice this. If you look into the consolidation area here, so here you have a body gets below, then you have a wick on top. Then this wick is a little bit high already. And then you have a wick here. So it's moving away from the midline. Now we are above this. Let's see if this wick is or body is staying above the breaker. Because we are still in the macro, and I am very keen on. Oh, there we go. We're going in. Let's see if it wicks out of it again, or are we getting back in the range? Okay. Now this line is the first presented fair value gap of the PM session. Okay, with this kind of price action, I'm going to a higher time frame because it's so ugly, just to get more context. And we have beautiful equal lows here, right? So this could be a manipulation move to the downside, take out these lows, get into one of these wicks, which can function as a rejection block, and then we make the move up. Or are we going to move up and go down, or are we just going to go up and consolidate? And as ICT says, the 130 move will set the tone for the rest of the rest of the day. So we'll get a lot of information from there. But again, it's Friday. If there's no good price action, we're just going to leave it, and we're just going to enjoy the weekend with, I guess, with family, friends, and then come back on Monday and just kill it. It was a nice week though. I really enjoyed the week. I'm still improving things with the channel. So any feedback is appreciated, positive, negative. If it helps me improve the stream and know what I can do to really be of value, because that's the purpose of a channel, I guess, as well, right? You want to bring value to people. Yeah, and it can't be a success without people watching, and so. So we have a little gap here as well. You see here? This gap here. It's also a gap here. So this is an point of interest for me. Right over here. At 23,585. Right here. It's on the 3-minute. I need a drink. It's boring price action. It's consolidation, guys. We just need to be patient. And we have to be patient. Yeah, I don't expect much to happen before maybe 1:30. So as long as it stays above the midpoint of the breaker, it's still interesting, I guess, for a move up. But we just want to see if there's a manipulation move, what it's going to do. See this little gap here. And then again, even though we get a move up, we have to be very vigilant if it stays in that TGIF range. So I would really mark it on your charts. And if you see that it's not getting out between the 20 and 30%, you already have an indication that it's just going to consolidate, and you just better, I mean, just go enjoy the rest of start your weekend and just forget about the charts or I mean, I mean, as a trader, sometimes we don't forget about the charts. We might want to back test or whatever, but just don't waste your time just sitting and looking at consolidation, trying to make money. Well, it's just going to stop you out all the time. That will be my advice. But we're just going to give it some more time. But we'll get enough information at 1:30, and then we'll just take it from there. And if we can take a trade, we'll take it. And if not, we're just going to, start our weekend and enjoy and come back on Monday. Still looking. Okay. Oh, we're getting a move to the upside. So exciting. Oh gosh. I'm going to make a very funny short this weekend about that trade I'm just going to take very short clips of me getting into that trade of yesterday, and then literally almost falling asleep, and then, oh, almost there, and then again not, and then again, there was a moment of, and then finally, yes, and the happiness that I just, I experienced of finally getting my TP being hit after 1.5 hours. Now I know that I'm a day trader. I really want to be, I think max, when you're having if you have 100 points trade, it's, if you, especially in the move to the downsides, they goes fast. Those are my favorites because, you get in, you hardly have drawdown, and it just runs, and you can just trill your stop on the way down. And, you can be out in 15 minutes, maybe even less sometimes. But I was really thinking, like, how long ago was it that I was in a trade that was 1.5 hours? And I think it was really like maybe even longer than 1.5 years ago. And then it wasn't even, I don't know if it was even a winning trade or it was going back and forth. And at least it was a winning trade. But I don't know if you guys do, if people like being in long trades, or, I mean, for 50, I'm talking 50 points then, right? So, but then again, it was very educational again. But my levels were correct. I did have a correct level calculated for the end of day, so it was, I thought it's going to go there, so it was halfway. Now I'm not getting out now. But yeah, that was that. So that's why I'm really hesitant now. I just don't want to be, and I hate chop. I do not want to be in chop. So now we are out of the breaker. Um, Let me see what's doing here. Trendline liquidity. Got a gap here. It's also a little gap here. Wait, no, it's not a gap. It looks like a valid breaker to me. I mean, the only thing that I don't, when you have like, if you consider this change in the state of delivery, I prefer to see one up close candle on the 3 minute and not like 1, 2, 3. This one technically creates this one does it. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4 candles to create a change in the state of delivery here. In 5 minutes, see we need 2 candles here. It does go over. There's a gap here. Just looking at these little gaps, we get like a manipulation wick to the downside into one of these gaps. Equal highs and equal lows. Yes. And 2 flat bodies here. Magnets. Okay. How are you doing? It's boring price action. Boring. It's going. Let me draw. I'm gonna draw some magnets because they really help. This is a very significant level for me. The 715. Come on, turn. Here we go. I'm not sure. Is that you, Danielle, to trade this? Yeah. See, I just wanted to know because I have a few others with the letters, but I can't take some time to reset. Yeah, yeah, you're totally right. I said in it was a paper trade though, but I said in one trade yesterday it was perfect. The analysis was perfect, but it took me 1.5 hours for a 50-point trade. It was excruciating. It was a slow grind up, and eventually it got there. But it's NFP week, right? So yeah, I know. Yeah, I just have to make sure because I have a few others also. I'm like, okay, I just want to make sure. So how was your bicycling? How did that go? So Daniel, we're also in the TGIF. So we went through the TGIF and we're in it. So I'm also considering that we might just have a consolidation for the rest of the PM session. We might just take one, we go to one level and then consolidate for the rest of the time. I'm gonna draw it again. I think it's important to have it clear, right? Oh, no, 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 no. You go back. I'm sorry, guys. I just want to have this on the chart because I think the TGIF zone is important because it does. I do want it here. I deleted it and I should not have done that. No, no, no. You should not have done that. There we go. I end up second in M20. What does that mean, M20? Didn't prepare enough for altitude. Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay, okay. Yeah, those are things you need to consider, right? Altitude. Attitude or altitude? Attitude is, I didn't prepare enough for attitude. I think you meant altitude, right? Because altitude is the higher levels and going into the mountains or something. Do you have mountains there? So you see what so these blue zones, 20% of the TGIF weekly range, 30%, and this is the 40% line. So we did wick through, and now in the 4 hour, we're going back up into this area. We still have 3 hours, so technically we could take out the high again and go back in the zone, but I don't think that's going to happen, right? What do you think? I just, we could have a really good possibility that we're just going to futz around in this TGIF area for the rest of the day. Maybe one move up and then a manipulation. But hey, it could be wrong. It could go all the way back up and take out the Friday high, which is, let's say we are at, I would think we were at, let's see if the 130 move really makes a big move. It is a possibility. There will be a really, okay, the 2 o'clock candle could be, then we have a one bearish candle for the 4 hour, and the 2 o'clock candle can be a bullish one again. It is a possibility. So I really want to see it very strong. If we're going to take this out this high again, then we really need a strong 130 move. But we want a bearish candle for this 4 hour candle. It will not go green again. Man, 20, 29-year-old. Oh, I mean, yeah, I know. Altitude. I got it. Attitude. I got you. I understood. Attitude is something else. I guess we need that as well, right? Yeah. Okay, let's go to 7:15 and then we reassess. Just go, 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 go. We want you to go. I'm not. I'm not taking a trade. I think anymore today. It's just. It doesn't really very excite me, this price action, unless it really starts really moving very fast up to the 130. But I guess we're just hanging out now and having fun, I guess. You climb up to almost 4,000 meters. Geez, that's really, is that near where you live, or do you travel, do you have to travel far for that? Yeah, me too. I'm very curious to see, because this is a 4 hour candle I'm looking at, and it's in the TGIF zone right now, and it's just hovering above the 30%. So, 663. So, like, can it make like a 200-point move to take out this range again, right? And then go back into the zone. It's 130 almost. Well, let's see. I mean, yeah, my day drive me to the start about 3 hours. Okay. Oh, you're dead. Okay, 3 hours. That's quite a drive, but yeah, it's nice when you have a day out and you go further away and you do stuff. That's awesome. Well, that's nice. I mean, now you have to prepare. When is the next one? You can prepare now for the altitude, right? Yeah. I'm really inclined to think that we are not going to get a lot of. We just might get a little pop, and then people get really excited, and they think, "Oh, we're going to go up," and they are um, going to enter because obviously this looks bullish. So, mm, and then it might just go up. Like you see this top here, 724-ish. Maybe it goes a little bit over, and then it goes back into the range, and then it's just going to stay there. I'm back to esport. What's esport racing? What is esport? You have to enlighten me. I'm curious. I don't know what esport is. Let me Google. Am I now really being old that I don't know that, or is it something that esport? So I like tennis, Danielle, to watch. So tonight is Alcaraz against Djokovic. Esport is a multiplayer video game, competitively for spectators, typically by professional gamers. Aha. Like online. So you are you is it a game? It's gaming, right? Esport racing. Nice. Interesting. So what is it, like a car? It is like you are like in a car, or is it also bicycling, or it can be anything? So so if you choose the one that has the best prize money, that means you have to be good in different racing, different like. I mean cycling. Okay, gotcha. Okay, gotcha. Okay. Oh, so you also online. You can also do it online. Okay, that's awesome. I guess you don't need to practice for altitude then. So imagine if you got into the 1150 to 1210 macro, right? Because oh, it's a macro, let's get in, and then we're like, okay, you know what? You put your stop below here, so you're not stopped out, right? You have a good stop loss, and then you're just sitting all the way. It's almost 1.5 hour now as well. 12:50, no, that's 1 hour. 13:50. Um, Now we have the first presented fair value gap is created just above the 1 minute breaker. So let's see if it works as a barrier. I think I don't I wouldn't be surprised we don't even go into the breaker and we just go up to manipulate people into thinking that we're going up. This is what this Friday is always about. It's about like a big FU, like trying to fool everyone all the time. So It's like a building block now, right? We put a building block on the breaker. Oh, you are going into the breaker again. Now we'll see. I'm gonna watch. I'm gonna look at another screen. I just need to double check something. Hmm. Hello. We will pump from here. I'm long. We will continue. Okay. So you are very confident in a long. And what is your level to the upside? Do you think we are going to break the Friday high that we made this morning? Kind of hard to hear you. Really? Are you kidding me? Am I really? Is this better? Let me change my mic. My mic is almost at the loudest. Does anyone else have issues hearing me? I need to test it because my mic is now almost at the loudest. I'm gonna listen to a stream. Hold on. It's fine there. Okay. One net trades. Is it on your side? Maybe on your laptop. I cannot put my mic louder. Okay. Thanks, guys. Okay, it's 1:30. Let's see what happens because we're all very excited for some movement, right? Let's see. Let's see if we're going to get our move up. We all want it to go up. It makes sense because we're in we have a bullish breaker here. We've been retesting it. The bodies have not gone below the midpoint. We wouldn't mind manipulation to the downside that it takes out these equal lows and stays within the breaker, right? But let's see what happens. I'm just on the 3-minute chart now because I just the 1 minute looks so ugly. So with this price action, I do go one or two time frames higher. Now I'm just looking at these TGIF levels because it's inside these levels, and if we are going to see higher price, we really want to see it get out of this 728.50. But we have another level here, 700 and 715. I can't remember what that level was, but I had a couple of confluences there. So those are the first two levels that are on that I'm eyeing. And then if it doesn't even go out of this range here, it's 725-ish. We're just going to consolidate for the rest of the session. Considering also, I just checked the news. We don't have news on Monday. We don't have news on Tuesday, but you can still have moves to go. So, for example, if I look at this, like this liquidity here. Let's say we don't take out the level. We just stay in this range and we just futz around like It does make sense. You know why? If you have a consolidation area on one side, you tend to have it again on the same area. And we have it here, and we haven't had it yet. So I do expect, in all honesty, I don't want it, don't get me wrong. But if you see it on this side here, you can sort of expect it again on the same side, on the if we go from the left to the right. So it makes sense that we're going to get it. And then we might get the move to the upside Monday or Tuesday to take out the last bit of this liquidity. So I don't want to bring the bearer of bad news, but let's see. I hope I'm wrong, but yeah. You always get a consolidation on the, it's a market maker buy sell model, and it usually happens on the same areas. So what I find very intriguing. So this green one here is the old. So that this is the first presented fair value gap of the PM session from yesterday, and today's has formed here. And you see how exactly this one is the start of the breaker, and this is the end. It's a 1 minute break. I'm on a 3 minute chart, so that's why there's a little bit of difference. You see how it exactly encloses the breaker. Just a little thing that I just noticed and grabs my attention. Now, I don't think this is a lot of movement, right, for the 113 move, which started. I think we just moved, okay, we went to the downside a little bit here. Not even. This is it. 10 points. Takes 10, 15 points. Just gonna hang out until 2. And I think then I'm just gonna call it a day, unless we get a big movement. But yeah, just be careful if there's not a large movement, and mark these levels. Those you really want to see it get out of this zone here, to if it goes for this level, and otherwise just expect it not to do much anymore. Does anyone have nice plans for the weekend? Let's talk about something fun while we are waiting for it to get out of the chop zone and show us a little bit what it wants to do. It's funny when I ask a personal question, I can see people leave. They really don't like it. Oh, it's funny. Yeah, I'm definitely going to get the music back up, the background music. So the issue was I put it back, I had it on, and I think everything was fine. And then I had to, in the weekend, I was doing some things on my laptop, and then I had to take it off because it just screwed up with some other settings. So I thought, okay, I'll take it off and I'll put it back on before the week starts. Then I put it back on, and my mic was so bad. It sounded really. And then someone told me, it could be the digital cable that you're using to do the music through OBS. And it was. So I got it off, and then I was like, okay, I didn't put it back on because the week started, and I just wanted to have my streams being, just good quality and stuff like that. So I haven't had any music since the beginning of the week, but I do miss it. It's nice to have a little bit of background music. I think, but it can't be distracting because I hate that. I'm distracted very quickly if somebody else has music on, to be honest. But apparently people like it, so yeah. So I'll get it back on, so we can always choose to have it on or not, right? So. Well, I think this move tells us a little bit already what kind of PM session it's going to be. We could get like wicks, large manipulation wicks that really wants to, like I call that the FU Fridays. Um, just be careful if you're in any trade. Just make sure that you have a good stop loss. Just, if you want to trade, just do micros or just do only evals or just a YOLO account or something. But yeah, just be careful. On this first FQT, we may drive lower from here. Yeah. We are below the first presented. Yeah, nice move lower finally. Just bring it lower. Just do it. Do it. Do it. We don't want to see it create another equal low, right? So we have had enough of those. Just take them out or something. Oh, nice juicy candles. Here we go. Now, yeah, we're not definitely not going up anymore. You're going away. We don't want you anymore. See this gap here, and now we went into this little gap here on the 3-minute. Let's see if this is the rejection or we're just going to blast through that as well. Yeah, is little gap on both sides here, here and here. So we feel that now. Or not really feel it, just revisit it. I mean, you guys know what I mean, right? Okay, now. That was the 130 highlight, that move. Yay. So we're almost at the end of the this 4-hour candle's almost done in 15 minutes. So now interesting is on the 4-hour, you see it's a flat top, right? Always mark those 4-hour flat tops and bottoms because they're magnets, because it's a lack of manipulation. So there will be another candle, and normally what happens if a candle comes near it, it just creates a wick. The other candle just sort of like makes a wick on this. It has to make it in unbalanced, so to speak. It doesn't have to do it straight away. It can take its time, but always mark them. Yeah. So you were really in the middle of two of these ranges, in the middle of a breaker. Let's see if it breaks below the breaker. We have a weekly open at 23,478.50. That could be a point of interest if it goes down. Because if you look at the low that we made, oh, we do have a wick. We do have a wick on the 15. No, I didn't say anything. I thought it was no wick. I thought it was just two flat candles. But on the lower time frames, they're just flat bottom candles. Now, obviously, that's a wick on the higher time frame. Yeah. Okay, let's see what happens in the last 15 minutes. I'm still surprised that you guys are still here because it's such a boring price action. I really enjoy that you guys are hanging out, but as long as you guys are here, I like to, just hang out. But I can imagine that, it's boring and people are just like, I'm going to do something else, which we all should do at some point. I mean, so we don't have any flat bottoms for our here. I'm going to get some, when we're done, I'm going to treat myself on some chocolate after this. I love chocolate at night. For some reason, I eat pretty healthy, but at night, especially when I watch TV and I just relax, um, I usually have some chocolates. Just really have something unhealthy, I guess. Yeah, I like that. But it just goes with like example here now, when we are done, let's say we stop at 2 p.m. Eastern. It's, what time is it here then? Oh, only 8 o'clock. Normally when I do the PM session and we have a normal session, it's 9 or 10 o'clock here because it's 4 p.m. Eastern. But it's a bit early, but I'm looking forward to the tennis match at 9 my time, in an hour, then that is, if we stop 8 o'clock. So that is something to look forward to if I don't fall asleep. Because normally what happens is I never journal. I love journaling, but I never journal when I'm done in the evening here, my time in the evening. So then I do the straight thing in the morning. So now when I would stop, I just, oh, you want to come to Africa? You mean South Africa? Or you mean Africa in general? If we're talking about South Africa, it depends on what you want to do. South Africa is very diverse. You can go to the bush, so you can get a safari, see the wildlife. You can go to the mountains. You like altitude. We have a lot of mountains here as well. We've got beach. We've got cities. But obviously, I think I love the bush and I love the wildlife. So I would definitely go to an area where you can visit a park where you can go on safari. Now in Kruger, you can do a self-drive, so you can rent your own car and drive yourself, but you can also do a tour. So, but yeah, it depends. If you go to Cape Town, for example, Cape Town is nice because if you like nightlife, but you have beaches there as well. You can go to the wineries, you can do a lot of driving in the area, and then you can still do safaris nearby. For example, I'm on the coast side. I'm on the east coast now, so we have the Wales going from north to south. So I've got bush and beach here. I'm originally from Hoedspruit, and Hoedspruit is near Kruger. So I have like Kruger Park was my backyard basically. I can go every weekend. I'm going in a few weeks. I won't be streaming on a Thursday and Friday because I'm meeting a Finnish friend. She's in Kruger Park, so I'm going to drive there. And then I'm going to stay a couple of nights in Kruger Park. I'm looking forward to that. Aren't there more animals in East Africa? I don't know if there are more animals in East Africa, to be honest. I think South Africa, I mean, we have a lot of issues with poaching and stuff like that, but we have a lot of wild parks, and I've got monkeys around me. I live sort of in the bush. Yeah, no, not in whole Africa, but in specific areas, there's a lot of wildlife still. But if you're in the Johannesburg area, in Cape Town, then it's more, you have wildlife reserves and it's gated. So it's like fenced. But if you go to Botswana, for example, that is literally all unfenced. So I haven't gone to Botswana. And you've got Namibia, which has a lot of wildlife as well. Kenya has wildlife as well. Now, I don't know if it's more or less. I really have to look into that, to be honest. I really don't know. Tanzania has some, I mean, that's more parks as well. But I think South Africa has a lot to offer, but it's all fenced. And so you need wildlife management, right? Once it's fenced, you need to manage it. But in Botswana, If you go to Botswana, you just drive and you're in the bush. You don't need to go into a park. You're in a park, basically. The whole country is a park. So yeah, it depends on what you want, but I love this country because it's so diverse, and we've got space, nature, and yeah, I just fell in love with it, to be honest. So, but I love the bush. I love to live, you know, if I drive out to do some groceries, to pass a few giraffes and maybe even see buffaloes walking on my right side behind a fence, obviously. Um, but yeah, I mean, for me, I just love having a lot of animals around, I guess. Yeah. It's a little bit different lifestyle. Yeah. Where I used to live in Hoedspruit, the leopards. Leopards don't really, they can jump over fences. So we had leopards all over. So at night, it's not like if I would go somewhere, I would take my car. You cannot walk at night, for example. You can go somewhere by your car and then walk a little bit, but you just don't walk long distances at night because there are leopards and there's wildlife, hippos, and things like that. So yeah, it's a different lifestyle. You live more inside at night, but you have like a veranda where you sit. Yeah. Africa probably would be the second. What would be the first place to visit? Yeah, I mean, if people come to South Africa for the first time, a safari is a must. Yeah, I think it's really something that you should do when you come to South Africa. Switzerland, yeah, mountains. You're a mountain person, right? You like the altitude. Switzerland is beautiful. I'm from the Netherlands originally, so I've been to Switzerland, but more Geneva, to the cities. But Switzerland is beautiful. Yeah, mountains, and it's just very fresh air, I believe. Yeah. Yeah, the world is, there's so much to see, right? There's so much to do. I used to work for KLM. I used to fly a lot. I went to Asia a lot as well. I used to live in Singapore when I was a little girl, by the way, from my fifth to my 12th. My father had to work there. So, and then we moved back to the Netherlands, and then I was like, oh, I need to, I prefer to live in a warm country. So then I got the job at KLM where I could travel cheap. So every opportunity that I had, I traveled. So I used to work a lot, so I had longer time to travel. So yeah, traveling is nice to do, to see new things, right? To explore things. But for now, for me, this is good enough because I've got the things around me which I really like. So I like to do conservation, voluntary work as well. Um, and I love being in Kruger and just drive around and just you know watch the animals, and not only the big ones, but also just small things like even snakes. I find very intriguing, and insects. It's really, there's a lot to see. Yeah, I guess well, when you work for KLM and you can travel you don't have to pay a lot of money. It's sort of like it's like I guess opportunity that you take, right? Yeah, and traveling taught me a lot as well, especially when I was younger. You backpack and you go on adventure, I guess, and yeah, you learn a lot from yourself and from the person you're with, by the way. Traveling is a good way to get to know each other. Yeah, yeah. Okay, guys, look at that. We just went to the midpoint of the breaker. I'm quite confident to say that I don't really expect that much anymore of today's price action. Um, for me, it's not really worth it to really, try to get anything out of it. I'm looking forward to next week to start my to play around with my funded accounts again and make some money. This week has been just well, I did pass a couple of evals, so but I'm just sitting on them, waiting for next week. I didn't touch them this week, just the demo trades and evals. That's it. And I'm in a way very proud that I was patient, and also with my trade yesterday, 1.5 hour trade, even though it was just 50 points in 1.5 hours, and I said it through. I'm going to make a short. I'm going to make a very funny. I think it's going to be a funny video. I think it's yeah, it's going to be a funny one. It will be for a laugh. You can laugh at me, but I will make that this weekend. And yeah, I'm looking forward to be back, guys. I think I'm going to call it here. There's really nothing to I mean, I really don't see anything interesting, and it's not worth it. Let's just enjoy our time with family and friends. And I want to thank you for hanging out with me and joining me and supporting me in these first weeks of my channel. I'm really excited how things are going, and I'm learning a lot as well. And I love the feedback. If there's any feedback, bring it on. And looking forward to see you guys next week again. So I'm going to leave it at this. And again, thank you so much for joining and saying hi and hanging out with me. So appreciate it a lot. So for now, I'm going to say bye-bye and see you soon again, guys. Ciao, ciao. Bye-bye. And enjoy your weekend.